Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And if you guys follow my Twitter, I gave you guys a preview yesterday, late last night, actually. I mentioned some of that info in the video yesterday, but Sprint customers that are still on the Sprint plans and billing, you are in for a treat. This is another great report by the T-Mobile Report. I will leave this in the description down below. You guys will have to check this out. There's lots to unpack here. Lots to unpack. Exclusive. T-Mobile won't make Sprint customers change their plans at all. This is big. I think this is very, very smart from T-Mobile. Likely the smartest thing they've done so far throughout this merger integration. In terms of the Sprint customers, I think this is the smartest that they've done. This allows them or unlocks the capability of completing the integration this year. They don't have to wait till 23 now because of the agreement they made with the FCC. They can simply close out the migration this year. And they can do so at an accelerated rate. So let's get into it. There's some good news for Sprint holdouts. As it appears, T-Mobile will not require plan changes for legacy Sprint customers moving to the T-Mobile network and billing system. So if you've already been on the T-Mobile network under the TNX, you will also be moved to the T-Mobile billing system, and you won't even notice it. It'll be a smooth transition, but you will be moved off of the Sprint billing system onto the T-Mobile billing system. By default, that was just naturally going to happen. As I mentioned yesterday, by June of 23, T-Mobile wants that entire system shut down. But I was told as of this morning, they are accelerating that process, and they're shooting for January 2023. So lots of interesting info here that I want to point out. So for the year that closed out, 2021, the Sprint Forward Initiative, they had phenomenal results. They completed 2.4 million migrations, 14 million TNX customers got SIM cards to the T-Mobile to the T-Mobile network, and then 3.4 million upgrades into newer devices happened throughout the year 2021. That was another hurdle that T-Mobile needed to get over. They needed the Sprint base to get into a 600 megahertz device. There's a good percentage, I'm being told, of Sprint customers that did not have devices and still don't that are capable of 600 megahertz. Remember, just brief, T-Mobile is the first carrier in the world to make use of 600. So the Sprint devices, up until the most recent ones that they carried, did not have 600 megahertz on board. So these are the initiatives and commitments for this year. So reduce Sprint churn. This will help. This will definitely help reduce Sprint churn. Moving them to the T-Mobile billing system will definitely help. Upgrade all CDMA non-voice over LTE devices the end of Q1. That's happening now. That is happening. Emails are being sent out. Postcards are being sent out, letting customers know this is the deal that you'll be able to get. Your phone is outdated. You will have to upgrade your device. Dish, take notes. T-Mobile is doing this very quickly. Not taking a long time at all. They're being straightforward, honest, transparent. They're telling the customer, you need a new phone. If you don't upgrade, you won't have service. That's how they're taking care of that. And then migrate 50% of that Sprint base to T-Mobile within the Magenta Complete in the second half of 2022. Again, like I said, it's going to accelerate, and now they're making it very, very easy by allowing Sprint customers to keep their plans for the foreseeable future. Now, here's a couple of other things I wanted to point out. Free phones, iPhone or Galaxy with turn-in or trade-in. Sprint customers will now be able to take advantage of this on the T-Mobile billing. Yes, it's happening. Easier path, no migration needed for best deals. You do not have to migrate anymore to get the best deal. That's going to lower churn. No changes, keep your plan, and no AAL required. Again, this is the smartest part of this merger that T-Mobile is implementing for this year. And again, I'll read it off again. The biggest news here is that T-Mobile is no longer requiring migrations to get their deals. This is apparently how T-Mobile will handle migrations moving forward. Instead of pushing customers to migrate with deals to get them onto T-Mobile plans, the carrier will instead apparently be adding all existing Sprint plans to the T-Mobile billing system. So we're going to close out this video. There's going to be another video coming with more info. I was sent all this last night. It's going to be very, very big year for T-Mobile. This move unlocks the Sprint network to be shut down, maybe even before June now. They are shutting down, per the agreement, the CDMA network in the March of this year, the 31st. That's happening. So they're going to be able to accelerate those synergies, the churn lowers. They can grow more. They stated yesterday at the conference, if the Sprint churn was not as high as it was, they would have gained 1.4 million postpaid ads. Keep that in mind. That's a lot of Sprint customers walking out the door. So they had to stop that bleeding. And with this move, they're going to stop that bleeding. So as you are moved to the T-Mobile billing system, you keep your Sprint plan, but now you're able to use, of course, the T-Mobile customer service, the T-Mobile experience, the network, the deals. You don't get the Netflix and all that other stuff, but the Sprint plans are good as they are. I think for you guys that had the premium Sprint plan, you still get Hulu, Tidal, all that stuff. I don't know how that will per se work. I don't know if T-Mobile is just going to continue paying that for you. I don't know how that'll work out. But for now, what we do know is you will keep your Sprint plan and you will be moved over to the T-Mobile billing system, which should not be a big deal. They've been working on that for a while now. And this year, that's only going to accelerate. So let me know what you think about this in the comment section down below. If you are still on the Sprint plan, are you happy? Are you excited? And let's see what 22 brings. But I'm confident they close the migrations this year. This is done. At least on the networking side, since they no longer physically have to migrate plans. So get the TNX to 100% on the Sprint base, shut the Sprint network off, and move all that spectrum onto the T-Mobile network. Make sure you guys stay tuned to the channel. There's more updates coming within the hour on this. So there's more and more info coming out now to the public in terms of what T-Mobile is doing and the guidance. So make sure you guys stay tuned to the channel. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, follow the social media outlets for more updates and interactions. Thanks again for watching. Tyrone with Tech Life. I will see you in the next one. Peace.